It's hard to win games when you have so little offense. Little bit of offense, little chance of winning. It is Saturday, May 23rd, 2026. We are still in the sunny confines of Miami, Florida. About to play the middle game versus the Great Marlins in Lone Depot Park. I am the Mets head, talking all things New York Mets. With a preview of Game 52 versus the Marlins. If you enjoy my content, I ask that you please like and subscribe to the Mets Head on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. I mentioned in my last video that the traveling Dingleberries and I saw the Florida Marlins back in 2007 at Dolphin Stadium, which later became Dolphins Stadium, during our quest to visit every baseball park. On that trip, we flew to Atlanta to see the Braves. Then we drove to Tampa to see the Devil Rays. Then we drove to Orlando, went to Disney World and Universal Studios. Then we drove to Miami. We saw Highlight at some point. We went to South Beach, saw the Marlins, and then we went on a 3-day cruise to the Bahamas. And the day we got back, we had time to kill, so we decided to go to the mall. And we saw Die Hard 4, Live Free or Die Hard. It was exhausting. It was good we got on the board right away in the first. Juan Solo shot first and put us up 1-0. I was so happy to see Myers as the starting pitcher. Mendoza was making a good choice towards putting him into the rotation. Myers has been a starting pitcher for the majority of his appearances in the majors. It doesn't make sense why he sporadically uses them in mid-relief, especially when so many of our starters are injured. It makes perfect sense to put him in the rotation where he has a career 3.46 ERA as a starter. Now, I understand he has a 2.54 ERA as a reliever, but Mendoza's not using him in high-pressure situations for short relief. And our rotation is falling apart. Stop with these games of using an opener and starting pitchers with no major league experience that he's going to pull too early anyway. It's like deja vu to last year. Mendoza can't manage a pitching staff. He can't manage a full team. Can't manage a roster with too many moving parts. And Stearns is constantly sending guys down, bringing guys up, and it's ridiculous. Getting rid of guys that are pitching well, like Lovelady. Or you bring up a guy for one game. Why? Why did we bring up Jonah Tong? There is no need for it. He's not even pitching well. He's not pitching well in the minors. It made no sense to make that move. And I was totally shocked that I saw Mania warming up in the bullpen. Why? Give Myers a shot. Myers has been pitching very well this year. Mania has been terrible. You don't bring him in a one-run game because you want to get him work. You give him work when it's not that close. I mean, it happened to work out, but it was not a good decision. The guy's been pitching terribly. You don't bring him in a one-run game that early in the game. Mendoza was playing to lose, and lose they did. Surprisingly, they only gave up 2 runs, but with the recent performances of Mania and Tong, they really should have given up much more. We had 3 hits. 3. And Soto had 2 of them. He went 2 for 3 with a solo home run. He reached his average to just over 300. AJ Ewing had the other hit, and unfortunately was caught stealing afterwards. I'm not sure why Morabito started the game. How does MJ Melendez going from batting 4th and 5th to, we're not going to play it all against a righty? And I don't understand also why the Marlins brought in a right-hand pitcher to face Morabito, and you leave this inexperienced rookie who hasn't had a hit yet in the major league to bat against the righty when you have Melendez on the bench. How does he go from his favorite to we're not using him at all? Melendez should have been in there to pinch hit for Morabito. And you can't say that he was saving a left-hand hitter in case he needed to pinch hit for Torrens, which he used Melendez for later. You have Brujan. Brujan can hit against a right-hander. He bats left. Brujan is a switch hitter. He could have been used. So Mendoza made all the wrong decisions. Couldn't manage him pitching well, even though it worked out. He made the poor choices. And then, not that maybe it wouldn't have made a difference anyway, but you make the best choices possible to give yourself the win and to give yourself runs. Mendoza doesn't seem to know what the hell he's doing. They kept making all these big things about, the Mets are starting an all-rookie outfield. Okay, but why? They said they've only done it twice in their history. Once in 1977 with Henderson, Mazzilli, and Youngblood. It was funny. The other one was, I think, 2001, Timo Perez, Shohei someone, and Escobar. But there was no reason for Morabito to start this game. Use him where he should be used. Give him the most chances to succeed. It's the 11th time out of 51 that we have scored 1 run or less. That's over 20% of the time. And 21 games we've scored 2 or less, which is 41% of the time. How is this possible when you have Bo Bichette and Juan Soto on the team? We are now 22 and 29, 7 games under 500. Last place again in the NL East. 13 and a half games behind Atlanta, who have the best record in the league. Half a game behind Miami, but we squandered that. We could have been half a game behind, a game and a half behind Washington at this point. Miami is 23 and 29, 6 games under 500. On the mound for the Marlins is 27-year-old right-hand pitcher Max Meyer from Minnesota. He is 6 foot tall, 196 pounds. Originally drafted the same year Spencer Torkelson was picked first overall. Garrett Crochet was selected by Boston, 11th. We took Pete Crow Armstrong, PCA, 19th overall, and of course we traded him in 2001 for Javier Baez. Meyer played in 2022 and then had Tommy John surgery, similar to Yuri Perez. This is his 4th year in the league. He's pitched in 25 games only. He's 6 and 11 with a 5.29 ERA, 120 strikeouts, and 127 innings. Last year, he pitched in 12 games. He was 3 and 5 with a 4.73 ERA, 68 strikeouts in 64 innings. This year he's pitched in 10 games. He's 4-0 with a 2.85 ERA, 60 strikeouts in 53 innings. I guess he's getting it together. Against this current roster of Mets, only 5 players have faced him, and they're batting 154 against him with a 445 OPS. It looks like they only faced him once. They went 2 for 13. That's right, only 2 hits, both by Mark Vientos, who went 2 for 4 with a double and a walk against him. Brett Beatty, Hayden Senger, Juan Soto, and Tyrone Taylor were 0 for 9 against him with no walks. This could be a low-hitting game for us. My optimal lineup against the Marlins and Max Meyer. You would have Benj leading off, currently batting 262, but 364 with an 800 OPS this week. Bichette batting second, batting 225 now. 267 this week with an over 900 OPS. Juan Soto is batting 292 and is currently red hot this week, batting 385 with an over 1300 OPS. Vientos about fourth, batting 233, only 200 this week. But he's 2 for 4 against Meyer. Beatty should bat fifth. He's currently up to 240, batting 333 this week with a close to 900 OPS. Then Semien should bat sixth, only batting 225 and 214 this week, but you need a right-hand hitter there. Ewing should bat seventh in center field, batting 276, only 250 this week. I think Melendez should bat eighth, only batting 219 now, and is ice cold with an 083 OPS. And then Turin should bat ninth, just batting under 200 for the year, only batting 143 for the week. On the mound for the Mets is 29-year-old right-hand pitcher Freddie Peralta from the Dominican Republic. He is 6'4", 198 pounds. He's pitched 9 years in the majors. He's pitched in 213 games with a 71-42 record and a 3.59 ERA. And he has about 1,200 strikeouts and about 1,000 innings. Last year, he pitched in 33 games for the Brewers. He was 17-6 with a 2.70 ERA, 200 strikeouts and 175 innings pitched. This year, he's pitched in 10 games. He's 3-3 with a 3.31 ERA and 54 strikeouts in 54 innings. I'm not quite sure why his start was pushed off a day, but it was. And against the current roster of Miami Marlins, they are batting 200 with a 692 OPS against them. That's 7 hits and 35 at-bats with 2 doubles and a home run. He has faced Christopher Morel the most, who is 2 for 11 against them. That's a 182 average with a double. But 5 walks. It would seem he pitches around him. Xavier Edwards is 2 for 8 against him with 5 strikeouts. Morel struck out 7 times against him in those 11 at-bats. And Kyle Stowers is the only one with a home run against him. We really need to win this game. Maybe Mendoza will try to win today. I'm just really bummed out that we lost 2-1. But we probably should have lost by much, much more. So I'm not too excited today. Maybe they'll turn it on. I don't know. Let's go, Mets go. Until next time, I'm One God.